After I made this video, the Vancouver Giants just won their 10th in a row over the Seattle Thunderbirds 3-2. And I want to point something out that just happened probably midway through this game. It was Bowen Byram. He actually got kicked out. He may be facing a suspension for his hit from behind there on Andrei Kukuchka. He got in a fight after and everything. It was a bit ugly. But I'm going to stray away from that from this video because that's not the topic of it, obviously. I'm talking about the entire Giants team and the resurgence they've had in the last, I'd say, 2 months. They've been absolutely wild. They just won their 10th in a row, like I just said. It's been an absolute ride for the Giants. And even though they are a big BC division rival for the Kamloops Blazers, I still find it intriguing and just awesome to finally see this team start producing at the rate they should be again. Because to much people's expectations, at the beginning of the season, they were expected to be one of the front runners of the entire league, top of the BC division, possibly even top of the league, with guys like Byram and Sordif being in his draft year, Byram in his draft plus 1 year. Then you got guys like Tristan Nilsson and Milos Roman, who are just going to lead the team with experience. It was supposed to be a really good season, and they're supposed to just steamroll everybody. But early on, that was not the case. In fact, it was quite the opposite. They were getting steamrolled. People like Bowen Byram were producing at such a mediocre rate. It really hurt me to even see it. I didn't like seeing it happen whatsoever because this team was supposed to be so good. And then they'd come into town and I'd watch them live in Kamloops, and it's not what I expected at all. I was really excited to see Bowen Byram play this 4th overall style of hockey that I've been watching on highlight packages for the past season, and I just didn't see any of it. This was not the Vancouver Giants team that was supposed to be out there on the ice. But until about a couple of weeks before the trade deadline, this team started to fix it all together. They picked up guys like Tyler Perzuzzo and Trevor Longo from Medicine Hat for a first, I want to say, in a couple of years, and then a couple of other guys. But that really, started them off in the right direction. They know change was needed, change was coming, and if you wanted to stay on this team, you had to earn your position. And then, at the trade deadline, they sent away Evan Patrician, who, by the way, is a pretty good two-way forward, but they sent him away in a first, and I want to say someone else, I can't quite remember, for Eric Florchek of the Saskatoon Blades, who is honestly such a high energy, such a high motor player, who can really play around with the puck there, score when needed. He's just a great skater, and that's why they went and acquired him. That's why he was worth the first. And honestly, he's been playing like someone who you would see usually be worth 2 first-round picks. He's had a hat trick already. I think that was in his 3rd game in a Giants uniform. And then you also have now got him riding an 11-game point streak. Currently, he has 19 points in those 11 games, and honestly, if we're even in regards to the entire CHL trade deadline, he may be one of the best acquisitions out there, taking over guys like Ryan Suzuki to Saginaw, guys like Jared McIsaac over to Moncton. He's been outstanding for the Giants. And honestly, he's probably been the main spark plug to how Vancouver's been performing as of late, but the next one I want to get into is everyone's favorite. It's Bowen Byram, and really, I would say a lot of people expected this guy to carry this team. This was supposed to be the guy who would take them to the Memorial Cup in May there, but honestly, at the beginning of the season, it was almost the exact opposite, like much of this team. I even had rumors speculating that he was going to get traded out of Vancouver. They didn't want to be there anymore, but you could say different over his past 10 games here during this win streak, because he's got a 9-game point streak, 18 points in that streak, and 7 multi-point games. And if we take that little suspension thing that might occur in the future here, like I showed at the beginning of the video, he's been magnificent. He's actually engaged in the play again. He's one of the main parts of this power play, and which I'll get into in just a sec. It's been on fire lately, guys. But Bowen Byram is finally living up to that 4th overall stuff again. He's shooting, he's scoring. It's what we like to see from this top prospect on the point.
Bad news for the entire WHL. Bowen Byram is scorching hot right now.
And then Justin Sordif is finally looking a lot more visible out there. He was kind of almost invisible, I'd say, for a good portion of the season there. All I remember was him getting rocked by Franklin in Vancouver, and he was being injured for a little bit there. He's been on and off throughout the season, but in this win streak here, he's definitely picked it up, and I've noticed him quite a bit. I think he's had a couple of 4-point efforts there. He's been obviously bringing himself back up into draft conversations, maybe early second, late first. He's a really talented guy who really ripped it up in Major Midget. I remember his name floating around the iceberg there and everything. in the WHL, and I'm happy to see that he is finally producing again as well. Then I just got to give credit to the guys who have been outstanding all season, that being Milos Roman and Tristan Nielsen. They have both been outstanding. I'm pretty sure Milos Roman had a hat trick the other night. I think I went over that in WHL Weekly. And then you got guys like Tristan Nielsen, much like Eric Florchuk, just a guy with such a good motor. He's always getting in deep, getting in the corners, playing on the penalty kill, playing on the power play, scoring dirty goals, and taking tons of shots. I'm pretty sure he leads their team in shots. And he's probably one of the top 5 guys in the league in shots. He is someone you've had to look out for the entire season. But there's one more thing. This is the big piece to why the Giants have been absolutely insane over the last 10 games here. That has to be their power play. If you look at a lot of their game logs here, I got them all written down here because I did a final equation with all of it. But you got like 3 for 6, 2 for 4, 3 for 4. And in this 10-game point streak that they've got here, or matter that 10-game win streak, they have gone 17 for 41, which all adds up to a nice rounded up 41%. That would put them in first in the league right now by a long shot, first in the CHL by a long shot, first in any league by a long shot. 41% is absolutely insane, guys. They haven't been able to really stop. If I was going to give you any, like, their worst power play performances over this past bit here, like 0 for 1, 1 for 3, like, that's the worst that I'll be able to find for you guys. Their power play is clicking, and you got to thank guys like Byram, like I said earlier, guys like Florchuk. They have been outstanding. They've been lights out. This Giants team is really going to start scaring a lot of the guys in the playoffs here, especially because they're probably going to end up being a little bit lower. I'm going to say probably playing a team like Victoria and possibly Kamloops if Kamloops like the bed, but that's a whole different story there. The Giants are going to go into the playoffs, and they are going to be deadly if they carry on this force that they've been using right now. Man, 41%. I'm just going to end it off on that, guys. 41%. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.